So this will probably be super quick, but okay, so you've probably heard this a million jillion times, but posting consistently is huge. Um, I have recently had several people actually come to me and say like, "Hey, somebody reached out to me about Monet, and I know you're selling, so tell me about them," you know? So that's super important. And it also just kind of builds trust and everything. Um, so posting consistently. um, what has really made a huge difference in my posting is posting on stories is like pinpointing. This is for VIPs, I guess. Pinpointing certain like personal issues that you have with your or had with your hair. Um, like mine is generally I have oily hair. So before Monet, I had to wash my hair every single day. And so now I wash it like once a week. And so I feel like most people have that general issue. And so I kind of just like, hey, you know, what if I told you that you could double the amount of time that you wash your hair? And so I have had so many people like so many potentials from that. And so that's really good. But also like I feel like when you just like post like, do you have oily hair or how many times do you wash your hair? I feel like not a lot of people like kind of relate to that. They're just like they kind of like know you're selling something. So if you kind of like, you know, say, hey, you know, what if you could do this? Then they're kind of like, oh, okay, like I want to learn more about it and stuff. So that's really helped me. And then always have a poll at the end. I don't have a lot of people that click on my polls, and you probably don't either, but you generally get like one or two people that will post or will click on those, and they will sometimes be, you know, your VIP customer. So personal like hair issues. It is important to do like other issues too, you know, like Maya has curly hair, I obviously don't, but for me, like if like you really want a big group of potentials, like I would focus on, you know, something personal and then something that's kind of like broad, you know, that like a lot of people have. Sorry, I'm still fighting a cold. Um, the next thing is, like I said, posting consistently is important, but posting does not move your business forward. I probably learned this the hard way. I was told to always post, which is good, but like posting isn't the only thing that you should be doing. Like I said, you don't get many people that click on your polls. You don't really like get any like, you know, connections through that. So the big thing is actually reaching out to people, talking to people. That's like the number one big thing that we do in this. Um, like I said, that was one of my biggest issues was that I put all of my time and energy into posting and like making perfect posts and like coming up with good post ideas that like once I posted, I was like, I'm very lazy. So like once I posted, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like that's good enough. But no, that is terrible. Um, so reaching out to potentials, like constantly talking to people every day will really like move your business forward. And um, a really good idea is to just try to keep track of everybody. Like, you know, put everybody in a list. Um, always keep like a date of like who, you know, when you need to reach back out to them because you will get lost. Let's see. My next thing is so a lot of people will ghost you, but like don't give up on people because you just never know what will happen. If they ghost you and you probably send like 5 to 10 messages, you might want to back off a little bit, you know, that's kind of your personal preference. Um, but seriously, don't give up on people. I have a VIP customer that has been interested in the product since like November, and I kid you not, I sent her like 7 carts. Like I even specifically asked her like, you know, are you ready to fill this out if I send it over to you? No email whatsoever. So I'd follow up, you know, did you get it okay? You know, she's like, no, you know, I was busy, blah, blah, blah. So I sent her like 7 carts, and I was so close of just like, you know, like forget it. I don't even want to deal with this girl anymore. But she finally signed up. So that was all worth it. So don't give up on people. And that is pretty much all I have.
you want me to just start, Maya? Okay. Thanks, Emma. That was great. So I'm gonna focus on two things tonight. The first thing I'm gonna focus on is selling yourself. So, and this is different than how it sounds. So it's kind of a backstory. So just stick with me for a minute. So I was taking my mom to her physical therapy appointment, and she was listening to, she's in a group called Women of Higher Education. And it's just all kinds of women at all different colleges, right? And so they're in higher education, they're really high up, and they just focus on becoming better and empowering women, right? So the president of UVU was talking to them. Oh, pause. I just want to pause for a second. This doesn't just apply to women in higher education, right? It can be women in business or women in XYZ, whatever. It doesn't just apply to women in higher education. Okay, like this is perfect for us, and you'll see why once I start explaining it. But so she talked about a lot of things, but the thing that stuck out to me the most was she said, you might not know everything, but sell what you have and what you are good at. Sell that. So you sell yourself. You sell your qualities, what you're good at, everything about you, your personality. Sell what you're good at. Focus on what you're good at. So, and then she went into a story about how she applied to become an investment banker, okay? She knew nothing about banking, nothing, not even like a teller banking, right? She didn't know it. She went into that interview and she sold herself on all of the things that she was good at, right? She didn't focus on, well, I don't really have the qualifications to do this job, right? She's like, I'm good at this and I'm good at this and I'm a leader and I'm strong and I'm smart and I can learn and I'm capable and you need to hire me. Do you think she got the job? She definitely got the job. Why did she get the job? Because she sold herself to these investment bankers and they knew, okay, she might not have the skills, but this girl is confident in herself. This girl is going to be able to learn all of the things in investment banking and she's gonna kill it. And she sold herself, right? Because she showed them who she was, who she truly is, right? And this applies to like so many aspects, right? This applies to your audience, like who on Instagram. This applies to you as a mentor. This applies to us in the business, right? Like this applies to so much, you guys, not just about getting a job, but this applies to everything. And I can go into detail, but I'm not going to tonight. I just wanted to kind of focus on those points. But you guys, sell yourself. Show your audience who you are. Show them why they want to come to you to buy the product and not someone else. Okay? Show your team what kind of a leader you are. You might not be perfect at it, and that's okay, but you show them the things you're good at and you can learn the rest. Right? She didn't know investment banking, but she put her mind to learning it. So yes, some of us might have never been in leadership before, but you guys, you can learn it. I promise you can. Okay. And also I said one other thing, but I can't remember it. And it also applies to the business, right? Like sell the products. Don't focus on, oh yeah, they might be expensive. No, get rid of that. Okay. Focus on what they do and how amazing they are and what they're going to get out of it. You focus on those things, what you know, and that it's going to sell. Okay. So next thing, on to the next. The last thing I wanted to focus on, and I just thought of this today as I was like putting laundry away, but you guys, like you are the author of your life. Okay, now I'm gonna say that one more time because like I want you guys to really, really hear this, not just, oh yeah, I'm the author of my life. Cool. Yeah, I make my choices. But you guys decipher how your life goes. You're the author of your life. Do you think an author just publishes any book, any old book? No, they take time. They write it word by word or letter by letter, word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, chapter by chapter. And then I guess some stories have multiple books too. So book by book, right? And they don't, like, I just want to focus on that. So they don't just write any book. It's intentional. They care about the words that they're putting on the pages for other people to read. They care. It's their book, it's their baby, it's their masterpiece. It's them. They're being vulnerable. They're showing themselves, right? And it doesn't just happen overnight, right? We don't just get oh, my book's finished, right? They spend time and effort and then they edit it. Maybe they have someone else edit it and then there's an editor, right? Like this book is so thought out. So much time and cultivation is put into it. Okay? You guys, our life is our book. We choose what we're going to do with our life, right? And this not only applies to our life, but our business, right? We choose. We're writing our story as we go. If you don't like something, take a step back and say, okay, how do I get to the end of my book? Or how do I get to the next chapter, the next goal of my business, right? Think about that for a minute because I've been thinking about it all day and I just keep going deeper and deeper into it. But you guys, we get to decide our life. We get to decide our business. We get to decide how we show up, like in this team, how we show up in the chats, how we show up on Instagram. We get to choose how we show up to our team, the people we sign up as mentors or as market partners. We might not be perfect at it, but use what you're good at and learn the rest. But don't just say, oh, I'm only good at this and this and this. Spend the time to learn what you're not good at. You guys, this business is not about us. Yes, it's about you and you're reaching your goals, but this business is about the people who we've signed up under us and pouring into them. This business is about the people we're helping. And sometimes I think we're getting too caught up on ourselves and hitting our goals and what's going to happen for me. Okay? Stop thinking about yourself for a little bit. Okay? And write your book. That's all I have, Maya.
I love that. I feel like mine's just gonna be crap after going after you and Emma. I'm like, okay, well, might just end the team call right now. Just kidding. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sharing that. I think that is something I'm kind of gonna tie into what Kimmy was talking about. It really made me think about how important it is to remember that we all start on page 1 of our book, right? Like you can't just jump to page, 565 of your book. And I think that a lot of times, like, that's what's really hard about what we do in this business is like, you're surrounded by all these successful people and you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to be like Aspen. Of course, we all want to be like Aspen. But what we don't think about is the time that Aspen has taken and the effort that she's taking to get where she is, right? Like, yes, we can all be like Aspen, but it's all going to happen on our own timeline, right? It's not going to happen overnight. Like Aspen, she's where she is because she's been in the business now for like 2.5 years. Most of you on this call haven't even been in the business for a year. I don't know if anyone on this call has been in the business for a year besides me. Oh, Emma has. Okay, 2 of us. So think about that and like the time frame. So don't sell yourself short. And that's what I want to talk about, is like the time frame of this business. So there's 4 main things I want to talk about. There's a quote that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to share some closeout tips, and then also our challenge for the week. I'm going to do another Venmo challenge because that was fun last week, so stay tuned. But time frame, this is something that if you can wrap your head around this early on in your business, this is going to be a game changer for you. The reason being is because just like everything else in life, things don't work on your time frame, they work on the time frame of the world, right? Like there are a lot of things in life that, like, yes, you can work towards a goal, and yes, you can do all these things, right? Like for example, fitness is the best thing to relate this to, right? So if you're like, I want to get abs, right? Like that's freaking awesome, but like the amount of time that it takes for you to get abs, that might be 6 months, that might be 2 years, like, and the time that it's going to take me to get abs is probably not the same amount of time that it's going to take Maddie to get abs, right? Like every single person is so different. And so like if you give up on day one, like obviously it's like if I told you like, oh, I'm gonna, work out my abs today and I'm hoping to get a 6-pack in 24 hours, like you would think I'm crazy, right? Like, and you apply that to this business too. It's like, oh, I'm gonna like, hit MMB in my first 24 hours of the business. Like, yes, that's awesome. And like, that's totally possible. There are people who have done that, but like be realistic with yourself and realistic with the time frame as well. Like you can't give up after 24 hours in this business, because there's so much more time and so many things you have to learn in order to hit those goals, right? Like with fitness, like it's a journey, right? You might hit like your goal of like getting your abs or whatever in 2 months. Maybe you're going to hit it in 6 months, but I promise you're going to learn something every step of the way. And as you dedicate yourself to getting there, you're going to learn so much about yourself, so much about fitness, and that's going to carry you into every other aspect of your life, right? So that applies to this business as well. So the number one thing that I wanted to talk about, well, not number one thing, number one out of 4 things that I wanted to talk about. Number one is, if you join this business to make some quick cash, if you think it's a get rich quick scheme, I'm sorry, honey, but like you are in the wrong place. This team is for girls who are willing to work hard for their goals, for the things that they want. I'm sorry if if your mentor signed you on and she was telling you that she can make some quick cash. Like I hope that if I signed you on, I hope that is not what I put out at all. Will you make money? Can your dreams happen? Can you make $10,000 a month? Can you make $1 million a month in this business? Absolutely. Heck yes, you can. And I 1010% believe that. But is it going to take you more than 24 hours to get there? You had better bet your bottom dollar that it is. And if you think that you're going to make it there in 24 hours, like you might as well just send back your product pack right now, because this is not the place for you to be. And there's not any place in the entire world where you're going to make $1 million a month in 24 hours. Okay. Not going to happen. You can't skip day one of your business. Like no one can skip day one of their business. We've all started our business having no idea what we are doing, right? But like Kemi said, we took the skills that we had and we ran with those skills, right? And you learn things along the way. I had no idea anything about beauty, you guys. I don't wear makeup, okay? I'm not the person that like gets ready in the morning. I literally wear mascara. That is literally all I wear. I knew nothing about beauty. Did not know that I shouldn't scrunch up my hair like this when I shampoo. No wonders my hair is so freaking naughty when I hopped out of the shower and I lost like clumps of hair because I was like trying to brush on my hair, right? Like we all start somewhere. But I also have a background in photography, right? And so like those skills that I'm sharing with you guys, that's something that I had bringing into this business, right? Maybe you're a business major like Sierra, for example. She is amazing at marketing. Anytime I'm like, hey, I need to know how to word something, I always go to Sierra because she always knows how to word it because she was a marketing major in college, right? Like, and that's something that I had no idea. I did not major in business in college in whatsoever, okay? I was in health sciences, not in business, not in sales. So everyone starts somewhere. So take those skills that you have and run with those skills and learn things along the way. Do I know things about beauty? Yes, I do. I know so many things about beauty, and it honestly blows my mind every single day. I'm like, this is so freaking cool. Do I know things about cells that I didn't know when I started? Heck yes. Do I know things about people, the way that they work? before I started, like, yes, I do. There's so many things that I've learned. So enjoy the journey because we all start at day one. Something that I listen to Andy Frisella's podcast. It's called The Real AF. He literally is real AF. Like, I don't think there's like a more relevant title to a podcast than his podcast. I love his podcast. But I was reading on his, wow, I just knocked out my earring. Love that. I was reading on his like little blog about, he just like posts things, and he said, what's the biggest mistake young entrepreneurs make? And he said, falling for the get rich quick scheme. In order to succeed in business and life, we have to know how to persevere. And we can only know how to persevere if we understand that success, real success, doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. This is like anything else in life, right? If you go into college day one thinking that like you're going to be able to take your test to, graduate nursing school on day one, it's not going to happen, right? Like you don't know the skills that you need to know in order to graduate nursing school in your first 24 hours of college. That's exactly what it's going to be like in this business, right? It's a process. You have to learn day after day after day. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, which these are all tied together. So if it gets a little bit redundant, I'm sorry, but this is like so important and it's like setting my soul on fire if you can't tell. Okay, number two, stop quitting before you've had the time to succeed, you guys. Yes, we have a 30-day money back guarantee and that is freaking awesome. But there are so many people who don't even scratch the surface of their potential in the first 30 days, okay? If I quit within my first 30 days because I, didn't hit MMB, I didn't hit AAMB, I didn't hit whatever, this huge goal is. So like maybe my income goal was $1,000 a month and like I didn't hit that in my first month. like, okay, so no one else did too. Like you can't give up within your first 30 days. Like you just don't even know what is out there. You don't know what this opportunity can do for you in your first 30 days, in your first 3 months, in your first 6 months, okay? This is so, so important. I'm going to talk more about a commitment in a second, but stop giving up before you've had the time to succeed. In today's world, it's all about instant gratification, right? Like you can Google anything, any information that you need is at the tip of your fingers. Literally, you can talk to people in 2 seconds, across the entire world. Everything is instant gratification. So have the willpower and the guts to stick it out and to do what might be a little bit hard. This business though, it's so easy, you guys. You literally show up on social media. It's not that hard to post something on social media. It's not that hard to follow up with someone, send a message. It's like texting your best friend, okay? What we do is so easy, but the reason why people give up is because they don't see results within 24 hours of their business. And I'm like, yeah, no wonders you're giving up so quick because no one sees that results like that. If your income goal is $10,000 and you're not seeing it in 24 hours, like, okay, like no one else is either. So don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on yourself. Like you have to keep going. You have to believe in yourself and give yourself a chance, you guys. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your worth, then stick it out. I know that this works. So if you don't believe it right now, if you're new to this business and you're like, this girl is crazy, okay? This girl is crazy. Like, I don't care if you think I'm crazy, stick it out because this business will change your life because it's changed my life. And I've been here for a year. There are almost 90 girls on the team now, you guys. 90 girls. It started with me. That is crazy. I never thought that I would be here, okay? Okay, that's number two. Number three, what is the biggest failure that I see in this business? Quitting. That is the biggest failure that I see in this business. Yes, there are people who miss their ranks. I've missed my rank for 10 months in a row, okay? Yes, there are people who miss their goals. Yes, there are people who don't follow up with people and they sign up under someone else. We all make mistakes and we all have failures, but the biggest failure is quitting on yourself. And that is anything in life. It doesn't just apply to this business, it applies to anything in life. Set your mind to something and set your mind to it for at least a year. You will never know what something could do for you if you just give it like 15 days, 30 days. You'll never know. You have to give it longer than that. You have to give yourself a chance to succeed. What was I going to say? I think that's basically all I had on that one. Okay, number 4. Everyone has crappy days, okay? Everyone has crappy weeks. Everyone has crappy months, okay? The last 4 months of 2020, shizzy, okay? Shizzy for my business, shizzy for my emotional health, my mental health, literally everything, okay? Shizzy. Those whole 4 months, okay? It's okay if you have bad days. It makes you a human being. I would seriously be concerned if you didn't have any bad days. Or maybe I just like reach out to you and be like, okay, like you need to give me your magic potion because like I need that in my life. Don't give up on yourself because you have bad days, okay? Successful people work through the bad days and they do it anyways. They don't have any excuses. It's not about motivation. Like, yes, it's awesome that like you're motivated and like you can listen to a podcast and you can be like super motivated, but it's all about dedication. How dedicated are you? Are you going to show up on the days where you're like, I feel like crap, like I literally don't want to put my face on camera? Are you going to show up on the days when 10 people have told you no? Are you going to show up on the days when, you know, you reach out to your best friend and she signed up on under a different market partner because you didn't follow up with her? Like, you have to be able to keep going. And that is what sets people, the successful people, apart from everyone else in the world. They keep going and they have dedication. It's not about motivation. Motivation, yes, like that might keep you, you know, motivated for about an hour or 2 hours. Dedication is what keeps you going when the days get hard. So stay consistent, keep going even when the days get hard. I wanted to read something from Andy Frisella because he literally spits fire all the time. And I know if I tell you guys to read it, most of you probably won't read it. So I'm just going to read it to you. So he said, the biggest mistake you can make in life is thinking you have all the time in the world. The second biggest mistake you can make is not giving yourself enough time to grow and your goals enough time to materialize. The hardest balance is being realistic with time frame while still being aggressive with your actions. No matter how aggressive you get, time is always a factor. Whether you're an entrepreneur working towards your goals or an individual working towards your goals from within an organization, time is the only thing you have to learn how to make work for you. You can't outspend, you can't outwork. Time is a currency just like money. You better spend it. The better you spend it, the better your return is on your investment. Everything worthwhile costs time. Whether time works against you or for you, it is dictated by your actions. With that being said, there's only so much that you can do, and then you have to let time take over and do its work. I'm going to repeat that one more time. There's only so much that you can do, and then you have to let time take over and do its work. That is so important. Yes, set high goals for yourself every single month and run towards those goals. Put forth whatever effort that is for yourself every single day. Whether you're like, you know what, I want to hit MMP and like I want to show up for my business 30 minutes a day. If you do that 30 minutes a day for the entire month, like you've done everything that you possibly can. And then you just have to realize that it's not your time. And that's hard. It sucks, you guys. 10 months of that. That's what I've been dealing with. 10 months of that, not hitting my goals. But guess what? I've become a totally different person since March of last year. Like, if you showed me a picture of Maya last year in March, like, I would not even recognize her. Totally different person. Because of the growth that I have basically not received, because of the growth that I've had over the last 10 months working towards that goal, okay? I'm going to continue on. He said, that's why fitness and financial success are such great parallels of each other. No matter how much you run, how much you lift, how perfect you eat, if you only do it for a week, not much is going to happen. But follow it for a month and you may see a little progress. Follow it for 6 months and you'll see tremendous progress. Follow it for 10 years and the work required of you becomes a part of who you are. The results are a part of who you are. The success becomes part of who you are. Hence, success becomes effortless. You can't work your way around past or over time. Time is the magic, unknown secret ingredient that amplifies every effort you make. If you don't allow time to do its work, you'll be the guy jumping from opportunity to opportunity, girl in our case, and hustling hard for 3 years at each one hustling hard from each opportunity for 3 years, only to get burnt out and quit and start all over again. This cycle repeated over and over again is the way that most people live So basically what I'm saying is like people quit before they've had the time to succeed. Just like I said, this is why most people look around at the end of their lives wondering what the heck just happened. Success is a marathon. If you get to mile 12, 16, or 25 and keep getting frustrated and going back to the starting line, you're making it impossible to reach your end goal. Aggressive patience is the skill you need to master. Okay, Andy Frisella, mic drop. He's amazing. I love him so much. Okay, so what I want to challenge you guys to do, I want to challenge you to commit to your dream life, to commit to 1 year with this opportunity. That sounds so scary. How do I know? Because I remember when I sat down on my very first call with Sierra and she's like, hey, I want you to commit to 1 year to working your business. And I was like, holy shit, 1 year? Like, that's a really long time. I'm like, I'm gonna be like 20 years old by then. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like, I might have commitment issues, but like, I'm here on the other side of that 1 year, and I promise you that it's so worth the commitment. And here I am committed for like 10 years now. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm gonna be that mom who's driving that caddy. Actually, by the time I'm 10 years into this business, I'm gonna be driving that Jaguar, actually. Anyways, I'm gonna be driving that freaking awesome car. I'm gonna be like, awesome bomb hair with my awesome skin. I am committed. So at least commit to 1 year. I'm not expecting you to commit to 10 years. But I promise once you get to 1 year, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, like I'll commit to 10. So commit to 1 year. And what I mean by committing to 1 year is giving it your all. Okay. So if you commit today, you're like, hey, you know what? Today I'm going to commit to 1 year, and you don't do anything for 6 months or 8 months or 10 months. That is not committing. Okay. You cannot count that as committing, because by the time you hit 1 year, nothing is going to happen because you weren't consistent. Okay. So commit to giving it your all for 1 year, and your all can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be working this business full time. It could be putting in 30 minutes a day for an entire year. Bet on yourself. Okay. I calculated this out. So if you live to be 80 years old, 1 year is 1.25% of your life, you guys. It's literally 1% of your life. You can commit to 1 year in this business. It's 1% of your life. I promise that you can do that. What was that? What else was I gonna say? That's basically it. So that's my commitment, or my challenge to you, is to commit to a year. Okay, I got 4 minutes, so I gotta bust all this out. Okay, end of month closeout. This is the last week of January. You want to close out this month on the best note possible. This is the best way to do it, okay? Number 1, follow up with your market partner potentials, letting them know that there is a trip coming up, you guys. This is huge. You have to stress the urgency of these market partners joining before February so that they have the time that they need to get set up, so that they are ready to run on February 1st, so that they can qualify for this next free trip. I don't know where the trip's going to be yet. We'll all figure it out on February 1st, but the qualification periods last year were like February through June, but you have to be able to like hit the ground running on February 1st in order to hit that. So really stress with your market partner potentials how important that is. So follow up with every single one of them this next week. That is your goal, is to follow up with every single market partner potential, letting them know what they are going to be missing out on, and stress the urgency of them joining right now so that they can hit the ground running February 1st. Along with that, making sure that you're posting that on your story as well. Maddie posted this as well, and I saw it on Aspen, and I think Megan's story too. But they were talking like, do you want to earn, they posted like a poll, and it was like, would you like to travel for free? Like, or would you be interested in like earning free travel? And then in a few hours, like after people have responded, hop on there and talk about the free trip that's coming up and how people can earn that. And then put a poll at the end saying like, this is your opportunity to basically like earn free travel, like get started. The second thing is with VIP potentials. So follow up with your VIP potentials and let them know about the Only For You products that are ending this month, okay? The energy sticks and the split end mender is what's in the US, and then the split end mender and the C Radiance and the berry scrub, I think, are the ones that are in Canada. So follow up with them and be like, hey, like just to let you know, my deal, like I'm offering a special deal for my VIP customers through, you could say like today and tomorrow, just to create urgency. I probably wouldn't say till the end of the month, just because people are like, oh, I have until the end of the month. But when you follow up with them, just being like, hey, like I have the super awesome deal. I'm going to offer you 15 to 20% off, free shipping, and I'm going to throw in a split end mender. So that way they feel like they're getting something. The split end mender and all the other OFYs will change at the beginning of the next month. Those change monthly. They're always amazing, but like the split end mender is like freaking bomb. It's one of our best selling products. So make sure that you're following up with that. You can also post that on your story as well. Always creating urgency, letting them know that like the deal is going to end. Whether or not it's actually going to end. Like I always like create like mock flash sales where it's like, hey, like today if you join, I'll give you 15% off on, you know, a Rejuvenique oil, which is actually just like the VIP discount, but like people feel like they're getting a good deal. Okay, the last thing is this week's challenge. Show up, put your face on camera every single day this week, and the reward is a $15 Venmo to whoever's done it. You'll be entered into a little giveaway. So I don't, just obviously be honest and keep yourself accountable. Like I can't keep up with every single person's story, and like I'm not gonna like check on a little mark by your name being like, oh, she showed up today. So like obviously just hold yourself accountable, and I would hope that you would be honest. But that's the challenge, and I'll send it out in the chat as well. But that is all I have. I'm very out of breath because I just kept talking and talking. So thank you guys so much. Let's close out this month on the best note possible. Let's stay hyped in the chat. Keep the energy high. Send out those wins. Send out those goals that you have. Like, let's hold each other accountable. Let's close out this month strong. This is the month that starts off this is the month that starts off January. This is the month that starts off 2021. So let's make it a good month to set the tone for the rest of our year. I love you guys, and that is all I have.